Back on NFL Live, the window opens for teams to designate franchise and transition players starting tomorrow at 4 Eastern, and that will last until March 4th. Now, on March 10th, the free agent negotiation period begins for 2 days. That was wild last year. And then the league year officially begins at 4 Eastern on March 12th, and free agents can sign their deals then. So teams right now are just in this evaluating process, right? With what do they need? What's their cap situation? What are their priorities? Are there some potential cap casualties that we should be keeping our eye on, Jeremy?
Yeah, there's a ton of star players that could be on that block over the next few weeks. Let's start with Joey Bosa with the Chargers. Really accomplished pass rusher. But the Chargers can save around $25 million on their salary cap if they move on from Bosa. He's in the last year of his contract. Been a very productive player there, but they also have Khalil Mack, who's a free agent that they want to try to retain on a new deal. If they do so, that could take away from Bosa's future. Maybe he goes to the 49ers, reunites with his brother Nick, like from their Ohio State days when they overlapped there. Then you got Mark Andrews of the Ravens. This one's interesting because only 28 years old, and he's been a core Raven for a long time. But they can save $11 million on their salary cap if they move on. Slightly less production last year compared to previous years, so we'll see what they do. Certainly he would have a market if he is a free agent. There could be several tight ends league-wide who could be looking for new homes. Now let's go to the Rams. Cooper Kupp. We know based on his social media post that the Rams plan to release or trade him. They prefer to trade him. I'm told that Kupp's agent and the Rams have had preliminary discussions about potential teams or about a trade. So nothing is imminent at this point, but the feeling is that something will be worked out. Talking to teams around the league, they believe Kupp still has a market, very quarterback friendly, very smart player despite declining production and age. Then you got Davante Adams. This one kind of seems like a slam dunk to move on via release, similar to Aaron Rodgers, because his cap hit is huge. They can save around $30 million on the cap by releasing Adams outright in this year's deal. I'm told that Adams pretty clearly wants to be on the West Coast, or he has a preference to look at teams like the Rams or 49ers or Chargers. He's from California. That would make a lot of sense for him potentially if he could make that work.
Yeah, and you told us at the top of the show, maybe he and Aaron Rodgers go somewhere as a package deal. Why not? Talk about some of these ideal landing spots with Sam and Bill. So, Sam, let's start with you, and let's start with Davante Adams. Irrespective of Rodgers, where do you think would be the best destination for him?
I think the Commanders would be a perfect fit for Davante Adams. And the reason why is not just his success over the last decade or so, but what he'll be able to do to help out a upcoming sophomore quarterback in Jaden Daniels. We already know how great Terry McLaurin has been. So now all of a sudden you add a true wide receiver, really number one. You have two number ones to add to this offense. So another weapon, another outlet for a young quarterback who's on a rookie deal. So I think that the Commanders make perfect sense for Davante Adams. Pair him up with T-Mac, and you're good to go.
Yeah, I look at Chris Godwin of the Buccaneers, a player who was very productive before that unfortunate injury. Started 2023 to that moment he got hurt in 2024. He was 8th in receptions, 12th in receiving yards amongst wide receivers, and it's going to be a big market for him because you have two former Bucs OCs who are now head coaches in the NFL. Dave Canales in Carolina, battling towards Liam Cohen in Jacksonville. They're going to want to get Trevor Lawrence going. Christian Kirk, possibly a cap casualty there. Going to be an opening in the slot for Chris Godwin. Stay in Florida tax-free. Really excited about him possibly going to the Giants.
Oh, what I'm excited about is Deebo Samuel potentially going to the Pittsburgh Steelers. The reason why I say Pittsburgh is that Deebo's style of play fits the culture in Pittsburgh. They're nasty, they're tough, they're physical. That's exactly what Deebo has been his entire career. Whether he's a running back or a receiver, whatever you put him at, he's going to try and be physically dominant. And so for me, I think that's just a perfect fit. And oh, by the way, let's say George Pickens has some update games and down games like he did last year. Now, so you have a weapon, even if George Pickens isn't showing up.
Yeah, and then there's Tyreek Hill, who asked for a trade and then seemed to not ask for a trade in Miami. The Baltimore Ravens seem like such an exciting fit for me. Let's torture those safeties who were stuck trying to stop Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson in the run game. The Ravens' last 2 years, I mean, their games have come down to unfortunate drops and unfortunate fumbles by Zay Flowers and then Mark Andrews last season in the AFC divisional round. So get Tyreek Hill, get a burner, get a great receiver. You're only really committed for 1 year financially. if you can get another receiver for Lamar Jackson, an offense that has been more pass happy, that could really be the thing that takes them forward in 2025.
Oh, what do you think about that, Sam?
Well, I love that idea. Well, I love that idea. I hadn't heard that before, and that gets me excited because one thing that Baltimore did in adding Derrick Henry is that they stressed defenses physically. But now if they do go about at a guy like Tyreek Hill, they won't just stress you, but they'll stress you down the field as well. So it's that physical attack. You got to be worried about Derrick Henry, but also got to be worried about throwing it right over your head. So I think that'd be a brilliant move if it happens.
Yeah, listen, I mean, we talk ad nauseum about the Bills needing to take that next step, but the Ravens have some work to do too. That Lamar Jackson playoff record isn't looking so good, at least commensurate with the incredible talent that he is. Okay, for
How's it going, everybody? Villa Sports Network here. Just want to thank you guys for your support on the channel. Thank you guys for watching the video. Hope you all enjoyed it. I also want to kind of remind you to don't forget to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment on the video if you like as well. But regardless of the fact, thank you again for your support, and hope to see you on the next video.